What's going on, guys? Trey Lowell here, and over the years I've had the luxury of being able to purchase several different micro four thirds lenses for my Panasonic GH4 and GH5, and I want to give you guys a little bit of insight into the pros and the cons of each coming up next. So when it comes to being a videographer or cinematographer, one thing that we're going to find ourselves eventually having to make a decision on is glass. Now, I happen to own the Panasonic GH4 and GH5, and so over the years my focus has been on micro four thirds lenses. Now right in front of me I have several different options for the Panasonic GH micro four thirds series. First, all the way to my far left is going to be the kit lens 14 to 42. We've got a 35 to 100, more of a zoom lens, very small, very compact, as you guys can see. We have a 25mm Lumix f1.7, definitely a very fun lens to experiment with. And last but not least, we have the Rokinon 7.5 fisheye lens that we're going to be jumping into. When it comes down to it and we're talking about lenses, we want to know versatility, we want to know low light situations, we want to know, is it capable of photography, how does it just look as a run and gun, and are we actually going to use this particular lens? So I'm going to start with the one all the way down at the end, which is a kit lens, the 14 to 42. And the reason that I'm starting with this one is coming in at $100. I just recently purchased this off of Adorama for several reasons. One being, I don't really actually use this one to film a lot of content, but I do use it for vlogging. And the reason being is with it being a Panasonic Lumix glass, when paired up with the GH4, GH5, the auto face tracking seems to be a bit better. And with the 14mm, it's going to be wide enough that I can do vlogging and still get a wide enough shot, and it's not right up in my face. As far as video quality goes, with it being an f3.5 to 5.6, so it's got like a variable f-stop, which basically means the more that you zoom with this, the higher the f-stop's going to be kicked up. So what does that mean? That basically means that in a lot of low light situations, or if you want kind of those blurry backgrounds, you're going to probably want to be shooting at the lowest f-stop possible, which on this piece of glass is the f3.5. So overall, love this piece of glass for vlogging. Don't really use it too much for filming. It does get beautiful footage, but with other options at my disposal, this is what I use for vlogging and not really for my B-roll or interviews or things like that. And as we move to the 35 to 100, this is a very unique lens, and the reason being is that it just has a lot of zoom range. And so what does that mean? Well, this 35 to 100 is basically the equivalent to like a 70 to 200 Canon glass. I actually have that one right behind me on the Canon 5D Mark III. But that thing back there is absolutely huge, and this gets the same kind of whatever zoom you want to call it in this little bitty guy. Now, one downside similar to the 14 to 42, this is actually an f4 to a 5.6, which once again means you're not getting tons of blurry backgrounds, but you're getting a lot of zoom and range. And what I've found, if you do want blurry backgrounds, you just kind of zoom in more, get your focus nice and tight, and you're still going to get a little blur. So coming in at like $250, this is a great option. It's not a great option for vlogging just because at 35mm, you're just, I mean, that I actually don't even know if you can pull focus if you're trying to vlog because you'll be so close to yourself. So it's a great option for photos. I take it with me when I go travel just for the rare occasion that I need to really just be able to zoom in on something. So for $250 roughly, I have found this lens to be very nice, but not for you vloggers out there. We then move to the Lumix 25mm f1.7, and I recently purchased this lens for $149 off of B&H. super lightweight. When paired up with the GH5, I absolutely love it. And with the f1.7, for you guys out there that are wondering, it's pretty darn good in low light. At $150, I love to use this for photography. It's pretty nice on the GH5. I also find myself using it for interviews, and I don't really use it for vlogging because it's just a little too tight, especially at 4K. Maybe if you're shooting at 1080 you can get wide enough, but for the most part, this is just a beautiful lens for B-roll, shooting at night, and I love to just break it out and see what kind of awesome up-close shots and blurry backgrounds that I can get with this. And last but not least, we move on to the Rokinon 7.5 fisheye. This is an interesting piece of glass that I got a few years ago for Christmas, and at the time I was really interested in getting a wide-angle lens, and I thought it would be a good idea to get fisheye. And little did I know that fisheye is great, and I can go in post-production and I can kind of manipulate it to not make it so fisheye, but fisheye is fisheye. And outside of shooting time lapses and occasionally when I'm doing travel vlogging and wanting to just get a massive wide shot, I really don't use this piece of glass that much. And it actually, it's got some weight to it. It's built really well. I think I got it for $250, and I love it when I use it. Problem is, I don't really use it. So keep an eye out for fisheye pieces of glass. A lot of times you can maybe go the route of the 14 to 42 and still get wide enough. Whether it be the 7.5 or the 14, you're still getting a wide shot, and I just don't find myself using this piece of glass a lot. So when it comes to these 4 pieces of glass, if I was gonna rank my favorite to least favorite, coming in last place is going to be the Rokinon fisheye, mainly because it's fisheye. It's not because of the quality of the image. It's more, I limit myself with fisheye, but when I get to use it, it absolutely looks amazing. But that one's gonna be coming in last place. And as we move down to second to last, it's gonna be my 35 to 100, and reason being is because it can't be used for vlogging, and because of the amount of zoom that it has, unless I'm really sitting there and staging some shots, I just really don't use it as much as these other two. So that one is coming in to second to last. And then the number 2 is going to be the 14 to 42. Reason being is it is absolutely great for auto face tracking. It's good for vlogging, but like I said earlier, I don't really use it to shoot a lot of footage, mainly because I'm not going to get those blurry backgrounds, the low f-stops. So this one coming in second place. And then number 1 out of the 4 would be my most recent purchase, the 25mm f1.7 Lumix lens, coming in at 150 bucks. Love this thing. I love it for low light. I love it for just those blurry backgrounds and B-roll, shooting some slow motion, and then when paired up with the GH5, nice steady shots. So overall, this one coming in at number 1, and I hope that gives you guys a little bit of background into my experience with some Micro Four Thirds lens for Panasonic. I don't want you guys going out there and having to waste all your money, so I wanted to rank these, tell you what they're capable of doing, what I like, what I don't like. And hey guys, it's Trey Lowell with Lowell Productions, and as always, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like the content I keep creating on this channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.